By definition, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides. So let's have a figure here, quadrilateral EASY. When you say two pairs of parallel sides, meaning EA and YS here are parallel. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng parallel sides? Ibig sabihin yan, when these two sides are extended, no, on both ends, they will never meet or intersect. Ayun, no, kahit nahabaan mo pa siya, hindi sila magmi-meet. So that's what we mean by parallel sides. And another pair, itong EY and AS, kahit na i-extend mo yung dalawang sides na yan, still hindi sila magmi-meet. So that's what we mean by parallel sides. Okay. In notation, susulat mo siya ganito. Ang basa dyan ay side EA is parallel to side YS. Yung dalawang vertical lines na maliit doon, ang basa doon ay is parallel to. Now, itong side EA sa side YS, sa iba, ang basa dyan ay segment EA and segment YS lang. Sir, tama po ba yun, sir? Yes, tama yun. But I think it's more appropriate, it's more correct to read this as side EA and side YS simply because they are not simply segments. They are already sides of this given figure. Okay? Either way, tama naman, pero mas tamang basahin yan ng side EA and side YS. And another pair, yung second pair natin ay yung EY and AS. These sides are parallel to each other. So, ang basa dyan, these two, side EY is parallel to side AS. Now, dahil yan ang definition ng parallelograms, ano ba magiging implication niyan? Ang magiging implication ay magkakaroon tayo ng mga tinatawag na properties of. Pero kung hindi ka pa sure kung anong klaseng segment sila, para maging safe, pwedeng basahin yan ng mga segments lang. Pero dito, sure tayo na mga sides sila eh. Kaya basahin sila as sides. Properties of parallelograms. And we have 5 in total. Kung napansin niyo, meron tayong beginning phrase dito na in a parallelogram. Yan ay magiging reminder natin na ginagamit lang itong mga properties na to kapag parallelogram ang isang figure. Okay? Number 1, both pairs of opposite sides are congruent. Number 2, both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. Number 3, any pair of consecutive angles are supplementary. Number 4, the diagonals bisect each other. Number 5, each diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. It's important that we know, or at least we understand, it's important that we memorize these 5 properties or at least understand these 5 properties dahil sila ang gagamitin natin in solving or finding the measures of the angles, size, and other quantities of parallelograms. Let's get started. Ayan, nilagay natin sa left side ng ating screen yung mga properties para may copy tayo. Example 1. Find the length of segment YS or simply YS lang kung hindi mo pa sure kung anong klaseng part yan ng figure in the parallelogram below. Ayun, yung YS pala ay isang side. Palagay nyo, ano measure ng YS dito? Answer? Okay, correct, 15. Di ba may mga problems sa geometry na kahit titigan mo lang, kayang-kaya mo nang ibigay yung final answer. However, may mga problems din dito na napakahirap sagutan mentally, lalo na kapag may mga involved na algebraic expression. Kaya importante alam nating i-present yung solution. Kapag alam mong i-present yung solution mo, kahit gaano pa kahirap yung mga problems, kayang-kaya mo silang i-solve. And also, naniniwala ako na ang pinakamagandang proof na ipakita pinakamagandang proof para masabi mo na naintindihan mo yung lesson ay kung alam mong i-present yung ideas mo gamit ang solution sa iyong solution. Okay? Paano ba yung solution dito? Una, alamin mo muna yung nawawala, syempre. Ang nawawala ay yung side YS. tapos tignan mo yung ibang side, ibang part na given din, na ibang part na given. Ayan, yung EA, di ba? Given siya, 15. Now, with respect to their position, ang YS at EA ay mga opposite sides. That should ring a bell dahil isa sa mga properties ng parallelogram ay yung number 1, both pairs of opposite sides are congruent. Meaning to say, pwede mong magamit yon, yung property number 1, to present your solution. So, lagay mo muna yung nawawala dito, yung side YS. Gamit yung property 1, sabi niya congruent siya sa kanyang opposite side. So lagay mo, side YS is congruent to side EA. And that's it. Meron ka ng relationship na nabuo o yung equation sa algebra. Pag meron ka na nito, madali nang isolve yung mga problems. Okay, and next, after ng equation or yung relationship, after nito, pwede mo nang ibigay yung substitution. Ang YS ang nawawala, kaya kopyahin lang natin yan, side YS. Yung EA dito ay congruent to side EA. Di ba ito yung symbol natin for congruence? Next ay substitution. Dahil nawawala ang side YS, kopyahin lang natin yan. Tapos yung EA ay 15. So you write here equals 15. And that's it. Ganun lang kasimple yung solution dito. Pagkatapos niyan, pwede ka nang gumawa ng conclusion. Therefore, the length of side YS is 15 units. Do not forget the unit of measurement. Kung nilagay niyo doon centimeter, you write here 15 centimeter. Kung nilagay ay inches, 15 inches. Kung walang nakalagay, lagay mo na lang units. No, yung word na units. And that's it. Yun na yung complete solution. Example 2, find the value of x in the parallelogram below. Ito yung figure. So, unang-una, mapapansin mo na kaagad na itong 18 ay side PY, RA, 6x. They are opposite sides, so dapat congruent sila sa isa't isa. Kung 18 to, dapat maging 18 din to. Mentally, kayang-kayang i-solve to. Ano mo multiply mo sa 6 para maging 18? Answer, 3. So, 3 ang sagot dito. Pero sa solution, paano yan? Copyahin mo muna yung side na mawala. Sa solution, pwede mo magamit yung property number 1. So, sulat mo muna or copyhin mo muna yung side na missing. Copyhin mo muna yung side na kung saan nandoon yung variable x, which is RA. RA is congruent to PY. Okay? Next substitution, RA magiging 6x equals 18. Tapos alam na natin to, divide both sides by 6, cancel, and x is 3. Diba? Mas maganda talaga kapag alam mong i-present yung solution. Conclusion, the value of x is 3 units. Ganun lang kasimple. Diba? Ngayong alam mo na yung x, lahat ng may variable x sa figure mo ay pwede mo nang makuha yung actual measure nila. No? Substitute mo lang. Yung 6, multiply mo ng 3, so 18. Kunwari, meron ka dito 4x. No? Malalaman mo na yung actual measure ni PR. 4 times 3, 12. Okay? Example 3, find the length of CA in the parallelogram below. CA is isang side na equal sa 7x minus 4 at ang side ER ay equal sa 5x plus 8. So, ang gagawin mo dito, hanapin mo muna yung value ni x, tapos i-substitute mo into the expression. Diba? Hindi lahat ng problems ay madaling i-solve mentally. Kaya importante na alam natin yung solution. So, yung solution dito, kamukha kanina, since these two are opposite sides, pwedeng gamitin yung property number 1. Okay? Sinong unahin mo ngayon? Yung CA ba o yung ER? Ako pipiliin ko yung may numerical coefficient na mas malaki. 7 versus 5, mas malaki yung 7. Kaya unahin ko yung CA. CA is congruent to side ER. Okay, side CA is congruent to side ER. Tapos yung side CA ay equal to 7x minus 4, kaya substitute ko yan. Tapos yung ER ay equal kay 5x plus 8. And then, ito ay isang linear equation na. Pagsamahin lahat ng linear terms sa isang side at mga constant terms sa kabilang side. So yung 5x lilipat dito, magiging negative 5x. Itong negative 4 lilipat sa kabila, magiging positive 4. Kaya yan ay 7x minus 5x equals 8 plus 4. Simplify, 2x equals 12. Alam na natin to, divide both sides by the numerical coefficient 2 para makancel yun. And x equals 6. Are we done? No. Kung ang tanong ay x lang, tapos ka na. Pero ang tanong ay CA. So, kailangan mong balikan tong 7x minus 4. Diba? Dahil siya ay equal kay CA. So, you write here, continue. CA is equal to 7x minus 4. Substitute. Itong x magiging 6. Yun ay magiging 7 times 6 minus 4. Simplify. That gives us 38. Yun na yung ating final answer. Conclusion, the length of side CA is 38 units. Okay, so 38 to. Check natin yung kabilang side. 5 times 6, 30, plus 8, 38. So 38 pareho. And we are certain sa ating sagot. Example 4. Calm is a parallelogram. If the measure of angle L is 115 degrees, find the measure of angle C. Ayan, palagi nyo na measure niyan. Mentally. Ayan, siyempre 115 degrees din. Dahil sa parallelogram, opposite angles are congruent, di ba? Actually, kahit wala yung figure, pwede mo na mabigay yan. Tignan mo lang yung pangalan niya. Yung C, tapos alternate ha. C, tapos yung L. Congruent yung dalawang yan. Saka yung A and M. No, technique yan. Now, sa solution, hindi mo na pwedeng gamitin yung property number 1 dahil mga angles yung kausap natin dito. But with respect to their position, yung angle L and angle C are congruent, di ba? Kaya ang pwede mong gamitin ay yung property number 2. Na ang sabi ay both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. So, unahin mong sulat yung the measure of angle C is equal to the measure of angle L. Equal sign ang ginamit ko dahil may M sila sa harapan. Kung walang M sa harapan yan, angle C at angle L lang, congruent symbol ang gagamitin ko. No? Take note kasi may mga professor na mahigpit dyan. Dapat correct symbol ang gagamitin mo. Basta tandaan mo, kapag figure lang or parts lang ang pinag-compare mo, congruent symbol. Kung may mga measurements na, tulad dito, equal sign. Okay? Substitution, angle C ay kukopihin ko lang kasi nga siya nawawala. And then yung angle L ay may given measure na 115 kaya equals 115 degrees. And that's it. Conclusion, the measure of angle C is 115 degrees. Ganun lang kasimple. Example 5, calm is a parallelogram. If the measure of angle A is 3x plus 11 and the measure of angle M is 4x minus 9, find the measure of angle A. So ito yung figure. No? With solution, syempre gagamitin natin ay these two are opposite angles, kaya property number 2. Equation, ano mauuna, angle M or angle A? Okay, unahin ko yung angle M kasi nga yung numerical coefficient niya ay 4 na mas malaki kumpara sa 3. Kaya angle M is equal to the measure of angle A. And then substitution, the measure of angle M becomes 4x minus 9. The measure of angle A becomes 3x plus 11. Tapos, linear equation na naman to. Pagsamahin yung 3x saka 4x, si 3x ang lilipat sa kanya. 4x minus 3x yan. Tapos yung kabila, magiging 11 plus 9. Simplify, 4x minus 3x is x equals 20. Okay, ito na yung value ni x. Kung value lang ni x ang nahanap, tapos na tayo. However, ang pinapahanap ay measure of angle A. Kaya importante na balikan nyo yung question. Ngayon, ang measure ni angle A ay equal kay 3x plus 11. Okay, sulat mo, measure of angle A is 3x plus 11. Tapos substitute. 3 times 20 plus 11 is 71 degrees. And that's it. Yun na yung conclusion natin. The measure of angle A is 71 degrees. Paano kaya yung angle M? Substitute natin. 4 times 20, mentally na lang, 4 times 20 is 80. Minus 9, 71. Diba? Congruent talaga sila. So, 71 degrees. Example 6. Set is a parallelogram. If the measure of angle A is 100 degrees, find the measure of angle T. Angle A tapos angle T ito. No? Kunwari yung classmates mo ginawa niya ay the measure of angle T is equal to the measure of angle A. Tapos substitution, kukopyahin yung angle T kasi nga yan ang hinahanap. Pero yung 100 degrees ang magiging value sa right side. Kaya equal yon. Kaya magkakaroon na siya ng conclusion na ang measure ni angle T ay 100 degrees. Is he correct? Of course. Mali. Mali yan. No? Imposibleng maging equal yung measure ni angle A kay measure ni angle T. Bakit? Hindi naman sila opposite eh. 'Di ba? Yun ang sabi ni property number 2. Only opposite angles are congruent. Ang angle A sa angle T with respect to their position are not opposite angles. Ano sila? Tama, consecutive sila. Pag consecutive angles ang meron tayo, ang gagamitin mo ay yung property number 3. Any pair of consecutive angles are supplementary. Kaya maling-mali ito. Okay? Marami kasi nagkakamali dito kaya na-emphasize ko. No? Careful kayo sa paggawa ng relationship gamit ang property. Tanggalin natin to. Ulitin natin. Ayan. Ang pwede mong gamitin dito ay yung angle A saka angle T are supplementary angles with respect to their position. 'Di ba? So hindi pwedeng gamitin yung property number 2. Ang gagamitin mo dito ay yung property number 3. Consecutive angles are supplementary. Pag sinabing supplementary, these are two angles na kapag pinag-add mo, 180 ang labas. So gawin natin sa solution natin, the measure of angle T plus the measure of angle A is 180 degrees. Okay? Hindi sila equal sa isa't isa. Pero pag pinag-add mo sila, dapat 180 degrees. Yun ang relationship ng consecutive angles. Substitution, the measure of angle T is, kokopyahin lang natin yan. Yung measure ng angle A, magiging 100 degrees. Equals 180. Tapos, yung 100, lipat natin sa kabila. Mag-iiwan measure of angle T. Equals 180 degrees minus 100 degrees. Tapos, simplify natin yan. Magiging 80 degrees. And that's it. Conclusion, the measure of angle T is 80 degrees. Okay? Actually, kahit titigan mo lang yung pangalan ng parallelogram, kayang-kaya mo na yan. Kapag magkatabi sila, supplementary. SE, EA, AT, saka yung angle T and angle S. Kapag nag-skip siya, they are opposite angles. S and A, tapos yung E and T. Yan, congruent yung dalawang yan. Example 7, find the value of x in the parallelogram below. If the measure of angle W is 9x plus 15 and the measure of angle A is 6x plus 15. Ayan, these are also consecutive angles. Kaya measure of angle W plus the measure of angle A is 180 degrees. Substitution, measure ng angle W ay 9x plus 15 plus the measure of angle A na 6x plus 15 equals 180. Pagsamahin yung 9x saka 6x, saka yung 15 and 15 equals 180. Transpose yung 30, 15x equals 180 minus 30. Subtract, magiging 15x equals 150. Divide both sides by 15. Cancel, x is 10. And that's it. The value of x is 10 units. Okay, pwede mo na rin makuha yung actual measure nila. Substitute mo lang. 9 times 10 is 90. Plus 15, 105. Yung kasunod niya, 6 times 10 is 60. Plus 15 is 75. 75 plus 105 yung kanina, 180. Example 8, JKLM is a parallelogram with JL and KM intersecting at point O. JL and KM are diagonals. No, nag-intersect sila sa point O. If JO, ang JO ay segment lang ng diagonal JL, is equal to 4 cm. How long is OL? OL is another segment of JL. No, part lang sila. Una sa lahat, hindi pwedeng gamitin yung property number 1, 2, and 3 sa solution natin dahil ito ay hindi naman mga sides ang mga angles, mga diagonals sila. So instead, ang pwedeng gamitin ay yung property number 4. Diagonals bisect each other. Ibig sabihin ng bisect each other ay hinahati nila isa't isa into two congruent parts. Kung ang JL ay 10, magiging 5 yung JO, magiging 5 din yung OL. Kasi hinati siya ng KM. Okay? Kung yung KM ay 15, no, yung OM magiging 7.5. Yung OK magiging 7.5 din. Ngayon, kung ang MO ay 3, yung OK 3 din. At yung MK magiging 6 kasi 3 plus 3. Okay? Ganun yung mental solution dito. No, you can solve it mentally. Paano siya sa solution? Unahin mo yung nawawala, yung unknown, segment OL. Ano yung relation ni OL kay JO? OL to, yun ay JO. Answer? Correct. They are equal to each other. No? OL is congruent to JO. Substitution, copy OL, tapos yung JO magiging 4. And that's it. Conclusion, the length of OL is 4 centimeters. Tapos. Example 9. Same figure. JKLM is a parallelogram with JL and KM intersecting at point O. If JL is 26 inches, how long is JO? So same figure tayo, pero dito nakabigay yung buong JL, yung buong diagonal. 26 daw yan. Pinapahanap niya yung JO. Siyempre, ang sagot dito ay 13 inches. So solution, JL or JO rather, JO yung nawawala, JO is equal to what? Ang JO ay kalahati lang ng JL. So you write here, JO is equal to 1/2 of JL or simply JL over 2. So, copy JO. Yung JL magiging 26 over 2. And that is 13. So same answer. Conclusion, the length of JO is 13 inches. And that's it. Ayan, we have the same figure for item 10. Pero dito ang binigay ay yung KO. KO is 6 meters. Ito yung KO. Ito lang. Itong segment na to. How long is KM? Pinapahanap yung buong diagonal. Siyempre, ang sagot dito ay 12 meters. Pero sa solution, copy the unknown, KM. Kanino siya equal? Ang KM ay doble, di ba? Doble ng KO. So, KM is twice KO. So, substitution, KM is 2 times 6. And that's it, 12. The length of KM is 12 meters. So, di ba? Basta alam mo yung pagkaka-present, paano i-present yung solution sa mga problems, kahit gaano pa kahirap yung mga may encounter mong problem, magiging madali na yan. Ayan, so pare-pareho lang yung magiging process niyan, basta alam mo yung pattern ng solution. May bonus problem tayo dito. JKLM is a parallelogram. Find the measure of the indicated angle. Okay. Una sa lahat, ano yung pangalan ng nawawalang angle? Kung ang sagot mo ay angle K, isa ka sa marami nagkakamali dyan. No, nagiging common mistake yan. Akala nila angle K din yan. No, may tatlong angles involved dyan. Yung nakakulay orange, ang pangalan niyan ay angle JKM. At yung nakakulay blue, pangalan niyan ay angle MKL. Pwede rin baliktad, LKM o kaya MKJ. Ngayon, ang tawag sa dalawang angles na yan ay mga adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are two angles that have a common vertex and a common side but do not overlap. Yung JKM ay ito, JKM. Yan yun. Tapos yung pangalawa, MKL, ito ay MKL. Diba? Ito yung common side nila. Tapos common vertex nila, yung vertex K. Ngayon, yung dalawang yan, pag pinag-add mo, mabubuo yung angle JKL through angle addition postulate. Ibig sabihin, to solve this problem, isipin mo lang, yung kulay yellow saka kulay blue, pag in-add mo kay 140, dapat 180 degrees yung magiging sum nila. No? Kasi ito yung kulang yung kulay blue yung kulang para mabuo yung kulay green na supplement kay angle 140 degrees. Na supplement kay 140 degrees. So solution, so yung final answer dito ay magiging 140 plus 15, that is 155. Ilan yung kulang? 25 degrees. So solution, sulat mo, angle MKL yung nawawala, MKL, plus angle JKM, itong kulay yellow, plus angle MJK, ito yung buong yon. No, these two, no, itong dalawang to ay, no, yung tatlong yan, ang sum nila dapat ay 180 degrees. Kasi itong dalawang to, pag pinag-add mo, mabubuo yung JKL na supplement kay MJK. So substitution, MKL pa rin yun, plus 15 plus 140 equals 180. Tapos, final answer, angle MKL is 25 degrees. Okay? Basta may na-encounter kayong ganitong problem, isipin mo lang, yung tatlong yan, dapat 180 degrees ang labas nila. Bonus problem 2, JKLM is a parallelogram. If the measure of angle J is 3 times the measure of angle K, find the measure of the two angles. Ito yung angle J, ito yung angle K. Kung ang angle K ay 10, yung angle J ay magiging triple, di ba? Magiging 30. Pero syempre, hindi na pwedeng maghulaan lang ng kahit na anong number dito. Kailangan may basis tayo. May reason. Kaya gawin natin sa solution, representation, let x be the measure of angle K. Kasi mas maganda kapag kausap natin mga variable. Kung x ang angle K, ang triple nito ay yung angle J. Triplehin mo yan, magiging 3x. So that's the measure of angle J. Now, ang angle J at angle K are consecutive angles. That means kapag pinag-add mo tong dalawang to, yung x and 3x, magiging equal kay 180. Correct? Okay. Proceed. For x equals 180, divide both sides by 4, and that gives us x equals 45. So 45 pala yung x dito. Ngayon, para mahanap mo yung exact measured angle K, copy mo angle K is equal to x, substitution, angle K is 45 degrees. Another, measure ni angle J is equal to 3x, substitute, so 3 times 45 yon. That gives us 135 degrees. And that's it. Conclusion, the measure of angle K is 45 degrees while the measure of angle J is 135 degrees. So that's it. Thank you so much.